Hi my friends, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Vicky, and I like to bring content based on lifestyle, beauty, and mompreneurship. And today I'm bringing you something a little bit different, something I haven't thought about bringing. Well, I've thought about it, I just haven't brought it yet. Just a video just kind of explaining to you what my channel is all about. I know it's kind of in the brief intro, obviously beauty, lifestyle, and mompreneurship, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of piece of me, who I am, why I'm doing what I'm doing, what I did kind of before what I'm doing, and kind of my promise to you, my purpose into this, and why I'm using this kind of as my platform. So my hope is that you will watch this video and watch this video and really just join the journey with me, and hopefully learn some things along the way, kind of as I'm learning them and bringing them to you. And hopefully it's, you know, things that you want to learn. And if it's not, if there's something that I'm not covering that you would like to, then definitely letting me know, because I definitely want to bring content that is stuff that you guys want to know. So let's get started. Let's kind of dive into who I am first, and we'll get started. So I will be completely honest with you, it has taken me a little bit of time to make this type of video, and I have recorded this video a couple times. I'm not one that really likes to talk about myself. I'd rather, you know, do some research, have some fun, and just simply bring you guys videos on other things than trying to discuss and talk about myself. I feel like my mind is such a complicated, complex thing that when I go and try to talk about things like this, trying to keep things written down and express how I'm feeling or what I'm trying to talk about or trying to discuss what's in my mind and on my mind, it's very hard to get it out and make it make sense for other people, if that makes sense. It makes complete sense in my mind, and then when I try to speak it, I just feel like it just, bleh, word vomit just comes out of my mind, excuse that word, but it makes complete sense to me in my mind, but when I try to speak what I'm feeling, I feel like sometimes it just comes out and it doesn't make complete sense. So I will really try hard not to go off on tangents and kind of go out into left field. I'll try to keep this as in order as I possibly can. But when I'm just kind of speaking from my heart and just off the cuff, sometimes I can go from this subject to that subject to back to this subject. So I apologize if it's hard to keep up with me. If it, you know, you listen to this or watch this and you have questions, please feel free to comment those down in the comments. I will answer them. I will be completely honest. I'm an open book, but this has just been a very hard video for me to make and make sure that I'm expressing everything that I have on my mind and on my heart, just simply because every time that I've made this video, I will think of something else, like, oh, I should have said that, or I should have, you know, told my friends this. And I'm just like, oh geez, let me go try again. So, you know, bear with me, give me a shot, at least let's try to do this again and again. But hopefully this will be the one. So just a little bit of background about me. I hate, I'm not gonna say I hate, but I don't like talking about myself. I'm a very natural introvert, which this is kind of an odd platform for an introvert to really get on and to do. And to be completely honest, I feel like any type of social media platform is that way for introverts, but I feel like any type of thing that you do can be very hard for introverts. But I will tell you that social media, a few things that I have done in my life from different jobs and different things have really helped grow me in that, and building my confidence and getting me out there, getting me out of my my little bubble per se that I like to try to shelter myself in. Growing as a mom, trying to teach my kids that staying in this little bubble, it's not good. I want them to be confident. I want them to be able to go out there into the world and not be shy and not be timid. So it's just very important that I do as I say so that they can learn those things too. So obviously, I just expressed that I am a mom. I'm a mom of 3. I've been married to my husband since 2007. We started dating back in high school when I was 17 and he was 18. And so we've been married for 13 years now. We've got our 3 kids. We have 2 biological daughters, and we are fostering our son right now. He is also our nephew. So that's kind of a long story, but that's not a story for here, for this platform. And trying to think, we live in the beautiful, beautiful flatlands, cornfields, whatever you want to call it, of Indiana. And I don't know, it's I've lived here since 1999. As a child, we moved around a lot, and you would think that would not make me an introvert. But maybe, you would think that having to move around a lot as a kid, that I would have learned to come out of my shell and grow, because I would have to learn to, interact with new kids all the time. But I think that may have been the reason why I was so shy, because I just had to learn how to mingle with new kids all the time. And I'm always the type of person that kind of just likes to sit back and watch the room, and I tend to be the one that sits back and waits for somebody to engage in conversation with me. And then I'm, very weary on relationships at first. It takes me, sorry, Daddy just got home and now they're excited about pizza. But I have a tendency to wear my heart on my sleeve, but at the same time, I do have my heart very guarded, and it takes me a while to let that guard go down and to allow myself to trust people. So that, is something that takes me a while to really release and let go. But when I do, and I do, start to let that down and get those friends and love, I love big and I love deep, and I want to give, and I want to, just take it all in. And so I'm the type of person that just wants to give, and I'm not a good receiver. I mean, I'll receive and I'll be very grateful and very appreciative, but I'd rather give than receive, if that makes sense. So my husband always says, like, Vicki, you need to, stop. I want to help as many people as I can, and I wish I could go out and save the world with all the many things that I see that are going on, things that we've had in our family, that we've had going on in the past. I just wish that I could go and help and change the world, and the world for adults and kids, and I wish I could, but I know I can't. But I try to do as much as I can, and I take on too much and I overwhelm myself, and then I get stressed, and then it just trickles down to my family and the rest of my life. And my husband says that it's a great attribute to have, that I love and I give, and I want to be a helper and bless others and take all those things on. but sometimes I just overwhelm myself, and he says that I need to calm that down a little bit. So yeah, that's just kind of a little bit about me. I am one that will, I'm one that I will try to be unapologetically myself all the time. Yes, I'm shy, but once you get to know me, I can be very out there, I can be very fun, I can be kind of spontaneous and a jokester. I try to joke, and a lot of times I think about the jokes like after the fact, and then it's not quite as funny, but that is like who I am. Come from a family of jokesters, but I love to have fun. I love to get together with friends and family, a lot of family time. Family is very important to me. My life consists of God first, family second, career third, and that will always be it. I will never put my career, my job, what I'm doing here, my brand, anything above my family, and I will never put anything else above God. So that will be something that I will never apologize for, but that is who I am. That's something that I have really grown strong in here in the last couple years. And so that is, that's something that's really big. That's a big part of me and who I am. So I think that's really a lot. That is a lot kind of about me. What I like to do, I like to just gain knowledge, and that's kind of what brought me to this platform. I guess not necessarily, well, no, it did. But I guess what really brought me here was my job really brought me here, what I was doing. So if I start with my job, what I was doing prior to what I am doing now, I had worked in a veterinary clinic for 12 years, or right around 12 years, and I loved the job. I had a passion for it. I had a passion for my patients. I had a passion for my clients. I had a passion for the clinic I worked for the owner. I worked at a privately owned clinic, which was awesome. I loved the people I worked with. It was just something I'd always want to do. I remember, actually I still have the ornament. It's a Christmas ornament I painted, and I want to say it was back in 1997, because my mom had scribed the dates on the back of it, and it was just like, to my future vet in 1997, and I had painted it, and it was just a Christmas ornament that we stick on our tree every year now. And it just, and it was just something that I'd always wanted to do, and I grew up, and was able to make that dream come true and live that dream out for so long and for so many years. The thing is once you start to have a family and bring kids in, and the hours, my clinic was open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and with working in a veterinary clinic, you never know what's going to come through the door. And there was, a lot of times where you're heading out the door for lunch, but an emergency comes in, and no longer are you getting a lunch, you have to set your stuff done. You're not going to walk out the door in that emergency. You're not going to leave that patient high and dry. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. It wasn't going to happen for me. And I worked with a very, very great group of team members that was just not who we were, especially with our love for animals. I mean, that's what we were there to do. That's what we did. And that was the same thing at nights. So you could be scheduled off at 6, but that's not how it worked. Something would come through. And of course, after the owners would get home from work, that was when we always would pick up. So around 5, 6 o'clock at night, that's when we would always get the busiest, and you trying to get out to go home to your families, it was really hard. So a lot of times I would be there past 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, and going to pick up my kids. When they were younger, it was easier because we were very blessed to be able to have our parents watch our kids. And where it got harder was once my children started getting into school. And so we had to put them into after school care because we didn't have anybody to get them on and off the bus. And so once we got them into after school care, you don't have a choice. You had to be there no later than 6 o'clock. You are a minute late, 3 times, you are done. They will kick you out of the program. And with what I was doing, that was very hard. And I was cutting the line a few times, let's just say the least. And I always felt guilty. I felt guilty one way or the other. I felt guilty for leaving my team members at work, but I felt guilty for not being there for my kids like I felt like I needed to be as a mom. So I had mom guilt, but I had my work guilt too. So I was sitting on both ends of this rope, and I just always felt guilty about something. And then once my second child got into school age, that's when it, that doubled the cost of after school care. And if anybody knows the cost of after school care, you know how much that is. And doubling the cost of it just didn't make sense for me to continue working, because there was my paycheck, not the whole paycheck, but a good chunk of the paycheck. And I'm just like, you know what? My husband and I sat down and talked, and we're just like, you know what? Is it really worth missing out on all these moments? They wanted to start doing after school activities, and one of them wanted to start doing travel cheer, and I'm just like, how in the world is this gonna work? She's gotta be at the gym for 2 practices a week and a tumbling, and then traveling during the cheer season. I'm like, this is just not gonna work. And then being almost kicked out of the after school program. They didn't even let us back in. And then doubling the cost of it, I was just like, is it worth it? You get off of work and then you come home and you rush home and you try to make a dinner, and most of the time you're tired, the kids are tired. It's like, oh, just have a bowl of cereal. Like, just eat the bowl of cereal. Let's try to get your homework done. They're grumpy because they're tired, so you're fighting to get the homework done, and then you're bathing them and you're throwing them in bed. You don't get time with them, so you're not getting much time with them, except for on when the days you're off, and just to get up to do it the next day. So we just felt that it was best for me to finally say, okay, let's just stay home. Let's be here for them when they get off of work, when they get out of school, and have more time with them, be able to support them in the activities that they wanted to do. So that was just very important to my husband and I, and so that's what I did. One thing that kind of helped, and I'm just going to say this, and before you jump ship and leave the video, hear me out. Just listen to what I have to say, because I have pros and cons to both of this. A year and a half prior to quitting my job at the clinic, I had signed up for an MLM, direct sales, network marketing, whatever you want to call it. And I know there's feelings about that. I've researched it, I've seen it, I know there's feelings about that. And my reasoning was this: I, up until that point, did not wash my face, I did not wear makeup, because I have an extreme sensitivity to all fragrances, all scents during the time of the month, you name it, certain foods. There's a lot of things that I have sensitivities to, but a lot of my sensitivities were fragrances and scents, and cosmetics and skincare has a lot of that in them. And every time that I would try a different brand or try to wear something different, I would end up in a migraine. And I don't know if there's any other migraine sufferers out there, but if you have suffered from a full-fledged migraine, they are awful. They are miserable. I am lucky enough to get the Aurora migraines, so I know when they are coming. I start to get spotty vision and I go blind a little bit first. So I know that they're coming, so I know what to expect. I know that I need to start taking my medications to help with the pain, the nausea, get in a dark place, usually my bathroom floor, because I know what's to come. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna wear anything, I'm not gonna try anything, because it wasn't worth it to me. I'm sorry, makeup, beauty, that kind of stuff wasn't worth it to me to suffer like that. It's just not. Sorry, it's just not. So I didn't wear anything, I didn't try anything. A friend of mine had started selling from this MLM, and it's been hard for me to like really come out and say, because I'm not very pushy with my MLM. I'm not here to push product on you, because I know not everything works for everybody. I know not everybody's gonna like the products that I sell, and I'm okay with that. But this specific MLM that I do work for, it is Mary Kay. I am just gonna go out there and say it. So I went, she came up to me and she asked me to come to one of her parties. And I told her, I was like, no, I'm sorry, I love you and I would love to support you, but every time that I try something, I get a migraine and it's not worth it to me. I love you again, but I can't do it. And she went through the whole spiel. Well, everything's fragrance free, it's dermatologist tested, and yada, yada, yada. She went through the whole spiel. And a day later comes back to me, please, I really need somebody to come. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll come and support you, but I'm really hesitant, and if I get a migraine, I'm probably gonna kill you. Okay, just so you know. And so I went to her party and I tried the products, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I really liked the way my skin felt, probably because I hadn't properly washed it, and I don't know, how old was I, like 26, 27, I don't know, 28 years. So that might be why my skin felt so good, because it actually got a proper cleanse. That's so sad, so gross to say. But, so washed my face with the products, and I was like, oh my gosh, my face feels so good. This is so nice. I really liked that. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it the rest of the day, because sometimes it took like a little while for my migraines to kind of hit, but gave it the rest of the night, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't get a migraine. This is amazing. I really like this stuff. Okay, let me get a couple things from you. I'll try it out. And I gave it a couple weeks. I was like, okay, that really worked. That was really nice. It didn't. So let me just, continue with the skincare, see how it reacts to my face, since I've not used anything for so long. Let me get a couple makeup items from you. I think I got some, like, was it mineral powder and a mascara, and let me see how that works, and I'll see how I like that. And as long as it doesn't give me a migraine, maybe I'll talk about getting some more things. And so I used that for a few weeks, and I was like, oh yeah, this stuff's nice, and I really like the way my skin's starting to look. This looks much better, and like, this is really good. And so I got to thinking to myself, and I'm like, you know what, I do know how these MLMs work. I know how they work. I'm smart, I'm not dumb. It's like, I know that you get a discount if you become a consultant, quote unquote. And I've got two girls. This one's wanting to do dance. This one wants to do cheer. I know they're gonna need makeup. I don't know anything about it. This might help me learn a little bit about it. And I get a 50% discount? Is that what you're telling me? I think I might just go ahead and sign up for the discount and learn a little bit about it and kind of go from there. So I had started this a year and a half prior to quitting my job at the clinic, and I got a call from the director, because I will tell you, you know, and I know, if you've done any research, watched any anti-MLM videos, anything like that, you know how the spiels go. You're gonna be called by, a higher uppy, and you're gonna be pressured into making these big purchases and yada, yada, yada. And I remember distinctly being called by my friend's director, and that first talk with her, I told her, I was like, no, I'm not here to sell. I'm here for the discount. That's it. That's simply it. And she was like, she went over the different purchases and things like that. She wasn't pushy. She didn't shove it down my throat or anything. She told me my options and left it at that. Let me make the decision, and I was very appreciative of that. And things I talked over with my husband, and there was a little excitement in my heart, I'm not gonna lie. Just the possibilities. But the thing is you have to be realistic with it. You can't jump all in. And if you have somebody who's pressuring you and pushing you in to making these large purchases, you've got to run for the door and find somebody else to talk to. You cannot have somebody shoving these things down your throat. I see it in Mary Kay. I see it in all other MLMs too, and it really burns my britches. It makes me mad. I get very upset and frustrated when I hear that people are being pressured into making these large purchases and going into debt, and it's not working. It's not working for them, and it's not going to work if you are going to go into debt for this. It just makes me so mad. It just makes me so mad. I don't know what else to say. I can't. It just makes me so mad seeing that. I see it in consultants that I've gone to different conferences with and things like that, where they're pushy and they're just not very nice, and I don't know. It just makes me mad. I don't want to start any controversy. That's one thing about me. I don't like drama. I don't like starting stuff. So I just stay on my little side of the line. just nice. Just nice. So I, became a consultant for the discount, and I did, talk to my friends and family about it, because to be a consultant, you do have to be able to sell like $225 a year, which I know with my makeup and skincare, I could definitely make up most of that. But to have a little bit of help, I'd have my mom and some of my friends, my sister-in-law and stuff like that, get some products as well, just to help me out with that. So $225 wholesale, which is like $450 product retail. So it's a lot of product. So yes, I could probably get a lot, but do I really need all that product? Probably not. So going back to, I'm trying to think of where I was at with that. My son just ran through the living room, kind of got me off track. So talked to a few friends and stuff, and they were supportive, very supportive, and they all, were excited for me and supportive, and they, jumped on and bought a few things. I do have a couple friends who either used the products or had consultants that retired or that moved away, and then they stopped using it, and so they were like, yes, do it, join, so then I can get my products through you, because I don't have anybody. And so that was pretty cool. So I started out with a small customer base, and from there kind of grew it just a little bit, just based on friends who told friends that I did it, and just my sister-in-law she works with a bunch of nurses, and so they love the products, and so they're buying from me. And so it was very easy. I didn't really do much to grow the customer base that I have. So yeah, it was very easy, because I wasn't trying to sell it, and now I feel like that at that point I was like, I'm not trying to really sell it much, but now I feel like I am selling it. So it was kind of exciting, just going from I'm not selling to, okay, where did all these customers come from? Because now I feel like I am selling it. So I continued to work my clinic job for another 1.5 years, and then when I decided to quit the job, I was like, okay, well, at least I have some customers, because that can bring in some income. And then I started looking into building my brand, because going through the couple of years that I did with my MLM, I, started following different people online, different network marketers, like Ray Higdon, Michelle Cunningham, Tanya Aliza, just some other people who were just really big on building your brand about you and what your interests are. And so when I started to like look at what I was doing kind of with everything and with my life, I was like, you know, I really like Mary Kay. I like their products and I like what I'm doing with that, but I'm so much more than that. I am so much more than that. And I love to learn new things, and I love to just spread that out and share it with other people. And I'm loving like being able to learn about skincare. I'm loving to be able to learn about like makeup application. And I mean, I grew up not doing these things, and here I am like teaching. I basically, people are teaching an old dog new tricks is how I felt. And so I'm sitting here and I'm learning about different ingredients in skincare and what's good and what's not, and, you know, order of application, and then different, you know, application wise of products and makeup and how to apply it, where to apply it, foundation matching. I mean, just all this different stuff. And I just, you know, had this fire in my heart and this passion for it. And, you know, just because I'm selling Mary Kay and I know that it's not the perfect fit for everybody. I know that not everybody's gonna fall in love with the products, and I am a-okay with that, but I wanna be able to bless people in a different way as well. I wanna be able to teach people how to use proper skincare. I wanna teach people about the ingredients in it and what's good and what's not, what to look for, how to apply it and when to apply it and what to do. And the same thing with makeup, and, you know, how to apply your makeup, and learn some fun tips and tricks and things with that. And then how to grow a business, how to grow yourself, and, you know, whether it's emotionally, physically, mentally, your business. That's what I'm passionate about. And so that's where I started to look into this and growing, you know, my brand and YouTube and this platform. And yeah, that's where I'm getting excited, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here on YouTube. So I really hope that explains why I'm here. It explains a little bit about me, my passion. It really is ultimately to be able to bless others, a way for me to spread what knowledge that I learn and just pass it on to others in a free way. I've always said, I don't want to gain by anybody's financial hardship. And I think that's one, you know, another hard thing with me and my MLM and gaining, you know, recruits and things like that. Like if you want to join a team on an MLM, I'm pro MLM. I think it can work. You have to have the right mentor. You have to have the right MLM. It's got to be right for you. It's got to be the right product, because if you're not passionate about the product, then you're never going to be able to sell it. That MLM company, you have to be passionate about their policies and their procedures and their motto. And because if you don't believe in their philosophies and their policies, you're gonna end up leaving the company, because you have to. Oh, sorry, my phone just went on low power mode. But yeah, if you don't believe in their philosophies and things, you're not gonna be able to stand for what they believe, and you'll end up leaving. And you have to have a good mentor. If you have somebody who's being pushy and leave them. You need to find somebody else. Not all MLMs are gonna work for everybody. Just like with my MLM, my products aren't gonna work for everybody. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna let it burn bridges. I'm not gonna let it, and I will be 100% honest. I just started recently following Skincare with Hyram. I don't know if you guys have ever seen him on YouTube, but I will try to link his channel below. But he is awesome. He knows his stuff, and there's been some things that he has recommended that Mary Kay doesn't offer. And I'm like, oh, but I really want to try that. So I'm gonna try them. I'm gonna be coming at you with a new skincare routine, nightly routine here in a couple weeks after I see how the products work on my face. Adding in a couple things that aren't Mary Kay, because Mary Kay doesn't have everything that I would like to try, and I'm okay. I'm okay with that. So, and skincare is not a one size fits all. Not everything's gonna work for everybody. You gotta find what works best for you, and that goes with skincare, makeup, and business. Period. You gotta find what works for you, what you're comfortable with, and what you can stand behind 110%, and what you have passion for. I mean, that's just plain and simple. So that is what I am hoping to bring to you. Nothing but honesty and hopefully knowledge. Hopefully I can learn a lot and just pass it on to you. But being truthful and honest about it. And if there's ever something that you are questioning that I have possibly had said it one way and then came back and said something different, question, because I want to make sure I clear up those questions. You know, if it's with skincare, skin changes. Skin changes all the time, from season to season to month to month, sometimes week to week, sometimes, if you know what I mean, ladies. Sorry, men, if you're sensitive about that subject, but I mean, it's the truth. Our skin will change based on our cycle. I get breakouts every time. That's the only way I know my cycle, since I've got, yeah, that's beside the point. We won't talk about that, but that's the only way that I know that it's that time of the month, is because my skin starts to break out. So, you know, I might be using one product one week or one season and not using it the next season, because Indiana, it could be it could be 4 different seasons in 1 week sometimes. So I have to change my skincare sometimes every day, just based on what season we decide to be in. So yeah, I mean, definitely ask the questions, because I want to be as upfront and honest with you as possible. And if you do have any other questions for me, definitely leave those in the comments below, just so that I can get those answered for you. And if there ends up being like an abundance of questions, maybe I'll do like a Q&A, because I've never done like a Q&A, and that might be really fun to do. So leave them below, and I would love to get those answered for you. So until next time, I hope you find beauty in the chaos and joy in the moments. Bye, my friends.